This is John Harmon here reporting with Undrafted US. I'm here with three-time Super Bowl champion, former Rutgers legend, Delaware's legend, Duron Harmon. How's it going, brother?
Yeah, going good, man. Appreciate you.
Of course, man. Of course. I appreciate it. It's an honor for me as a diehard Pats fan, as a Rutgers alum. It's a real honor to sit here and talk to you, man. So just to speak on the event in general, just see how many people came out to come and support you and stuff. What's this mean to you?
It means everything. Because at the end of the day, this is home. This is where the career started to take off. If it wasn't for Rutgers, who knows where I would have been. So being able to come here, spend time with my people who poured in to me while I was learning how to become a man, it's just an amazing experience, humbling, and I'm grateful that I got to have this time to do it today.
In your time at Rutgers, you were able to be a part of some amazing teams, some amazing moments. Just to kind of speak to what your expectations are possibly for what they've kind of built. We did go through a rough patch. Shiano's come back and slowly but surely built that program kind of back to relevance. What do you expect from that team, and how excited are you to see kind of Rutgers bringing it back?
Yeah, I'm just expecting them to be better. We look at the season last year. They had some games that slipped away.
Absolutely.
That they really know that they should have won. And the thing is, one of the greatest quotes that I learned from Bill Belichick is, you can't win until you keep from losing. And there was games that they lost last year. So now how do we get to a point where we're winning those games rather than losing them? And we add to our win column, whether that's 8, 9, or 10 wins. I look at this season as an opportunity for them to get better with a veteran quarterback, a quarterback who was, second year in the system, who will be able to take another step, bring along the team, and I'm super excited for what they are putting together this year.
You just mentioned it's a very unique situation coming from Shiano after 1 year of flood and then going to arguably what most people consider the greatest coach of all time. What similarities did you ever put together from Shiano to Bill? And just in general, what are some of the biggest things or most important things that you've learned that's beyond football?
Yeah, well, I would say the first thing was we're going to work. And one thing about, that I enjoyed being at Rutgers was how much work we put in. Because we always say we would outwork people. And then having that already mindset, then going to New England, that was already there too. You talk about the greatest coach. You don't end up being the greatest coach without putting the work in. Then you got, playing with the greatest quarterback ever, who did the same thing. So it was I'm not going to say easy transition, but it was not as difficult as it was for other people who might not have put in that same work in college. So both places instilled values in me that I still carry to this day when it comes to being a businessman, but also a husband and a father. Like I said, being able to put the work in and everything, not just sports, not just business, but being able to put the work in to be a great husband, a great father. So kudos to Shiano and Bill Belichick, because a lot of the football sayings and quotes are ingrained in me, and I just try to be able to apply it to my life.
Absolutely. Currently now you're in Georgia, right? I believe you're stationed in Georgia. You coach out there? Or?
Yeah, coach my boys.
Okay, coach your boys. Okay. I wanted to ask you, again, coming just from such greatness, having a great career, you understand what it takes to get to that next level, and just excel and just the standard. That being said, what have you taken from those guys and kind of instilled in your boys in your team? And can you kind of just speak about, for people up here who may not understand, how prolific and how crazy that down south Georgia football and all that stuff is,
Yeah, I'll start there. It's completely different. I never experienced anything like it. The amount of seriousness that they take when it comes to youth football is nothing that I've ever seen before. And you see why, in some cases, the kids in the South are just a little bit more advanced, but it's just because they do it all year round. Now that's not something that I try to do with my boys, because I think we need breaks. I think you need to be able to develop skills and, different sports, because it'll all translate to one. In the end, when you do need to specialize in one, But yeah, it is different. And then just the one thing that I just try to show my boys when it comes to sports is put your all into it. Don't be afraid to put your all into it. A lot of people are afraid to put everything into something because they're always thinking about, well, what if I fail? What if it doesn't go the way that I thought it was? Well, the thing is, you'll never know. So why would we not put everything we have into something if we don't know? Like, why would you not? You know what I mean? We can't let fear dictate how we want to operate. So I just let them know, whatever your dreams are, they are. You know what I mean? I want your dreams to be as big as they can, because if they're not big, then that means you're not dreaming big enough.
Absolutely.
So they know that, and they're applying it, and I'm just excited to be able to transition from playing the game to help them grow in the game and to see what that looks like in the future to come.
A lot of people sleep on Jersey football. You kind of making yourself on this East Coast, playing in New England jersey. I kind of want to ask you to settle it for once and all. It's always the SEC Big Ten. It's always the better conference on what you see. I want to ask you, in your opinion, how great is Jersey football? And outside of that, where do you rank the conferences personally? Where do you believe the most, not talent, because they're both extremely talented, but which division do you think is tougher?
Okay, so Jersey football, Jersey high school football is, when you're talking about just the square footage of the state and how I think it's exceptional. I think there's a lot of great young talent here. Obviously, I had my 707 Harmon League, and we have a lot of good, I'm not even going to say a lot of really great young football players. McKeer Helen, going to Boston College. Phoenix Evan, he plays on our team. Taj Gray, Jay Vallette. Lamar Best is going to University of Delaware. I can just keep naming the TJ Maddox down there, and we're going to up and coming young player. But I mean, I see it, and I see it on a level of being able to coach it. So I know that the talent is here. Definitely a place that's well slept on. I just think it's just, when you talk about state size, it's not as big as everywhere else. But when you talk about just player per square mile, I think it's probably up there with the best. Now, when we go to Big Ten and we talk about SEC, the thing that I'll say, and I might get some heat from this on both sides, I think SEC has the bigger, stronger, faster athletes, if that makes sense. So, the freak athletes.
Gotcha.
Now, I think the Big Ten, I'm probably going to get some heat on this, I think they're a little bit more well-coached. I think, you know what I mean? I think when you talk about NFL ready, schematics, how they're running their programs, I think you can't go wrong with either way. But I just think as a young athlete who is about ready to take that transition, you got to figure out which player are you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Are you the physical freak that can go down there and go mess with those guys down there in the sun? If you can, go ahead and do your thing.
For sure.
Or are you the player that's physically gifted that, need to go somewhere maybe in the Big Ten, you know what I mean, where it's going to be a little bit more coaching, it's going to be a little bit more schematics to where they'll be able to put you in the right position to make the plays.
That makes so much sense. Just to kind of save you on this aspect, a lot of people don't know, Rutgers actually produces, I believe, out of the top, there's Bama, there's Georgia, and then there's Rutgers. That produces the most talent to go into the NFL and succeed past 3 years.
Yes.
So I don't think, even if you do receive heat, there's a lot of statistics out there to back that up. And man, I just appreciate you for your time, taking the time to chat with me. This is a wonderful event, man. And I hope to see you again.
Likewise, man.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.